If you know anything about Mordecai from Regular Show, this title is stupid if you know Mordecai. Let's jump into this.
A competition, but fumbling your girl by being stupid somehow turned into one. As yet, if there's one thing cartoons
Not dead ass
love,
though.
it's
Finn is a kid, but still, that nigga managed to get 2, maybe even 3. Bro, that fucking twist at the end is so crazy to me, bro. If I know about the twist at the end of Adventure Time, bro, that shit is wild, bro. That shit is fucking wild. Go and watch Adventure Time if you don't, bro. That shit crazy to me.
thing, but the reason why will always be sadism. And there's nothing more sadistic than watching a guy with a good thing going ruin it through sheer headassery, neglect, or straight up abuse. While the blue tit who hijacked a wedding only to end up with 2 less options by the end of it is the meme king of this, I think it's about time that we sit down and come up with the definitive answer for who effed up the hardest, losing their better half and put all their fellows to shame. So let's
Nah, Finn was something different though. That nigga Finn was something different, bruh. That nigga managed to get a ton of looks, but that nigga fumbled every last one of them.
break down 4 of the worst offenders in recent memory, what they did, how if at all they recovered, and how much of what they did was on them.
I'm going with Mordecai. Straight up, Mordecai is the worst fumbler in the whole history of cartoon.
Screwed over by the invisible hand of fate that we call the authors. Lots of questions, a few answers, so let's meet today's contestants.
Oh, Jake, what happened?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to do that. I just...
Motherfucker said no.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Now picking the 4 wasn't too hard. A meme on Twitter is what inspired me to make this.
Who fumbled the worst bag? I'm not even going. Morty didn't fumble shit. This was a killing machine. He didn't fumble shit. I think he fumbled her. This was a good bag and Finn fumbled, but that's fine. He can learn. He still liked Princess Bubblegum, and he still had a couple other looks, if I'm not mistaken. Him. Straight up, this nigga right here.
Though Morty being here was complete nonsense that nobody took seriously. So we're gonna swap him out for someone who actually deserves to be here.
You going with him?
Like, it's actually impressive how much this love triangle destroyed Makko's character. But at least
Oh, word. But I think he picked up a better one. Kara's not bad, but she's badder, bruh. She is badder. She's the baddest, nigga. I think he redeemed himself. He reclaimed his glory, nigga.
options till they cut him out of the equation. So that means
cut him out the equation, not a gay.
in Makko's character. But at least he had options till they cut him out of the
Like, where was this scene at? I was waiting for this scene the entire time. Did I watch the wrong thing?
So that means we got Mr. No Relevance Makko, the fumble meme king Mordecai, everyone's favorite character till he wasn't Duncan from Total Drama, and the guy who manipulated his girlfriend to get off, Finn from Adventure Time. Now, full discrepancy, I already claimed in a previous video that Finn was the worst, so we might as well start with him, and how my opinions have evolved, plus qualify that statement, as Finn was bad. But I'm not sure if he's the...
I agree. I even said it at the very beginning. Finn was awful. This nigga's ability to reject a bag is insane.
Worst anymore.
Like, he fumbled big time with her, bro.
You blew it, man.
Now, Finn's situation
if
is...
Ice King says you blew it, you fucking blew it.
To talk about, as besides this one incident, Finn's got game. He has an entire episode where it's just him hitting on every princess in sight, and he's getting kisses all night long. But before he figured himself out, Finn's love life was awful to follow, as
like,
he spent...
He wanted Princess Bubblegum till he died, bro.
Years obsessing over an older woman who only liked him as a friend, thus being forced to watch all of it. After constantly teasing the idea that it might potentially happen, Finn finally got that solid rejection with him taking it like a champ. If the competition was sobbing.
I mean, he took it better than most people. I fucks with it because he took it better than most. Like he finally got it through his brain that she doesn't like him. And the whole time, Princess Bubblegum was gay. If I spoiled something, I'm sorry. I told y'all to go watch it.
Inside my body, like there's a hole inside my heart.
A girl told him no, and he dropped down to the floor, set up a shrine, and cradled a piece of her hair as he sobbed himself to sleep. Was not a good look. But thanks to his brother, Finn was able to meet his new Flame Princess. Gotta love the jokes here. Who slaps the shit out of him, making him realize he's into that, and wants another hit, with the two of them eventually dating, with it easily being one of the cutest couples in this series. Finn was finally not pining for a woman he couldn't have.
Like, for real. Like, he was over her. And then he got someone better, in my opinion.
Well, Flame Princess proved to be one of my favorite characters, as he watched her come to terms with her own chaotic nature and parse out just who she is versus who she was raised to be, which after being kept in a lantern by her dad for her entire life, yeah, that's kind of a huge step, but they were cute and figuring it out together, from appreciating each other's interests to FP being a war criminal, finding ways to make their inability to touch work, and ignoring that one time Finn knocked up a pillow, twice. Then to keep his streak going, Finn fucked everything up. So yeah, basically what happens is that Finn has a wet dream after watching Flame Princess beat the snot out of the Ice King, who was being a dick at the time, so to keep getting off, he keeps manipulating his girlfriend into being up the local dementia patient, with him breaking her trust as he decided to use all of her secrets and insecurities against her, writing fake letters to make her think it was the Ice King, all that she would be bad enough to go beat his ass. He was tricking her for his own personal satisfaction, also showing off a psychopathic, or more accurately, a teen willingness to ignore common sense to get what he wants, even if it meant hurting his girlfriend in the process.
Wow.
Who naturally immediately dumped his ass, and rightfully so, with her refusing to get back together with him, as no amount of sorries will make this okay.
You blew it. Huh?
They would end up becoming friends again, but the damage was done, and Finn would spend the next couple, literal years heartbroken, depressed, but was able to come out of it better and more mature, which we do have to respect. With this probably being one of the biggest...
Oh, now you're making me want to go and watch it. Like, at some point, that shit was getting jumbled, completely. I have no clue when the show actually ended when I was still watching TV. Like, this shit was all jumbled. It would be one episode I already seen 3 times in a row. Then the next day, it would be an episode I seen probably a year ago. Then it just keep doing it. Like, I was never seeing any new episodes for real. And I was watching TV every fucking day. Every fucking day. Waiting for new episodes, waiting for new cartoons to come the fuck out, bro. Never seen shit different. Everything was the same. Until I actually saw a different episode, and I was happy. But I was getting jumbled in this shit.
It's a personal growth Finn ever had. That said, this was a catastrophic fumble.
Hold on, let me move my shit right here.
As there was truly no lead up to this. Finn literally nuked his relationship with FP in 11 minutes. Everything was happy and healthy, then suddenly we didn't have it. Making this the biggest and most importantly unprompted fumble in this entire list. As at least with everyone else here, it mostly tracks what they did, and you can see it coming from a mile away.
He's pretty bad. I didn't know.
But Finn took a wet dream and nearly burned down all the bridges over it. Like, not even Mordecai would be this stupid.
No, Mordecai would be
that
worse.
This is probably the single worst fumble in cartoon history, as he abused and manipulated the woman he loved just to get
If you want to go on for just a fumble, okay, I understand. But you saying the biggest fumbler, meaning a nigga has fumbled multiple times and still is trash. Mordecai is that guy.
But this leads to an interesting question, as if we're talking single acts, yeah, I think this is the worst.
Exactly.
As we established, this is a one-time thing. Finn grew from this, was able to rebound later in life. So while what happened was bad, I don't think he's the single biggest fumbler in this group.
No, Mordecai is. I'm glad you caught on.
Not to mention again, this is one big thing, and the circumstances that made him do it are a little bit fucky. As it'd be one thing if he just got the dream and abused his girlfriend, which he did, but then there's other stuff that meticulously pushed Finn to do it again.
Make him fight!
Yeah,
Jake.
this is where we gotta talk about the writing. The general rumors around Finn and Flame Princess was that the relationship was the creation of Rebecca Sugar, who wrote a lot of their biggest episodes, but then ultimately left to go create Steven Universe, leaving the ship without its captain. So in the name of character development, you decide that the two needed to break up, leading it to be this one incident that shattered the ship rather than a series of mistakes. But that one incident is fueled by a very suspicious appearance of the Cosmic Owl, a being whose appearance is meant to signify important or even prophetic dreams. So if he appears, the general assumption in Ooh means that said dream must be very important. With Finn's brother Jake being kind of obsessed with the owl, even believing that it heralded his death at one time, so Jake encouraged Finn to have the dream again, at all costs. As the older brother, who's supposed to give semi-decent life advice, throws his full weight behind Finn's crazy, which is what led to the letters and using her secrets against her. He didn't say that Finn should do this, but he did stand by and let it happen. This is all still Finn's fault. All this extra weight pushing the events to happen the way that they did does add just a little bit of side-eye to the situation, as it feels like the greatest story is pushing for this to happen, which, while relevant to the real world, but it, plus the fact that how good things were beforehand.
Man, Diary of a Wicked was goated as fuck. Goated as motherfucker, bruh. God damn. That shit was goated when you was a little kid.
Does muddy the waters on this fumble being all on Finn, and put just a little bit of it on those behind the story. I love the fallout, and I love the story of a boy doing something dumb because puberty. But while bad, I'm not fully confident that we can give Finn the crown just yet. So let's check in with the rest.
Nah. I gotta rewatch the show though.
Gang, and see if anyone can collectively do worse.
I can't do this anymore. It's over.
What just happened?
So I am doing a massive retro.
I don't think Duncan is the biggest fumbler. Get that nigga the fuck up out of here, nigga.
On Total Drama later in the year. Video is done. I just want to pick the best month to drop it. But in summary, Duncan is kind of a train.
Ugly nerd.
Though not for the reasons you remember. Originally the bad boy of the cast, his season 1 sexist charm got him into the pants of Courtney, a good girl with a mean streak, with the two's relationship starting with them fighting, only for things to get progressively worse. Over the course of the series, Duncan would continue to date, break up, then date Courtney again. Then he would proceed to leave her permanently to go date Gwen. Now Duncan...
Nah, I mean, they're both not bad, but I would definitely get with Gwen over Courtney. Just being honest, nigga. Like, you see her? Courtney looks good, but you see Gwen, bitch? You see Gwen?
The reasons you remember. Originally the bad boy of the cast, his season 1 sexist charm got him into the pants of Courtney, a good girl with a...
Like, Courtney's not bad. Like, fuck. Nah, Courtney ain't bad. Fuck, but Gwen, oh god, fuck it, let me rock.
Now Duncan did fumble Gwen, but it'd be more accurate to say he dodged a bullet with Courtney, who after being the overly competitive but normal-ish prep girl in season 1, would end up turning into a super bitch in season 2, becoming a control freak who thought she could fix Duncan, with the two of them bickering, fighting, and arguing till they got back together, only for Courtney to treat their relationship like a contract rather than a partnership.
I expect you to memorize that letter so it doesn't happen again.
Anything for you, babe. Courtney?
You may hold me now.
Cool.
They only just got back together that night, and she was awful to him.
After all, what's more important? Winning some stupid challenge or making me happy?
Expecting total obedience and snapping at him for not having a 40-page document memorized in one night with all the terms and conditions of dating her, and she would just not let him adjust to anything. So naturally, he voted her ass out.
Yeah, get her ass going. Like, she's not bad. Like, that's a one-hitter. That's a one-nighter. I'm not gonna lie. Courtney is a one-nighter, but Gwen... Oh, that's a for-lifer.
Day, only for the two of them to get back together because he had money now. Only for her to still not be too great. So then he just randomly decides to hook up with Gwen, after being alone with her for like 3 seconds. As suddenly they had a thing, despite a lie detector proving that they did.
I think they always had a thing, they just wasn't
so yeah,
on
everything
it.
here in this show is a shit show. Courtney flipped out, but Duncan and Gwen started dating, so at least we had that.
There, that should do it. You think she was watching?
What the fuck, bro?
Never mind. So this is the dumb situation that happened here. See, Duncan and
Oh,
Gwen decide to
shit.
enter another competition, but their relationship was already fizzling out at this point. Duncan had lost all...
It just goes to show me that I was not watching shit for real, bro. I was watching TV every fucking day. When I woke up to when I went to sleep, 7 hours, 7 days a week. I have never seen none of this shit, bro. That hurts. That actually hits my heart. Like, how hard that I was watching TV and I don't know any of this shit that happened. That hurts, actually. That actually hurts my heart. Like, what? I hope this isn't, choppy and glitchy, but I'll see at the end of it. Then I'll have to change it back to the regular setting if it, that hurts, though. That hurts. This is just making me want to go back and rewatch all these shows. Like,
emotional intelligence that he had. Gwen was over the thrill and was more obsessed with proving that she was a good person by making amends with Courtney, who at this point had gone over her hate boner for Duncan, icing the man out of her life, which drove him crazy, with him devolving into a petty narcissistic mess determined to reclaim his bad boy status. As on top of being labeled one of the good guys, he was unable to fathom that his ex isn't into him anymore, nor giving him the attention that he so desperately wants. So rather than focusing on what he already had,
shit,
he
has someone better. Fuck, look at this body. But look at this, though. Look at this, though. I see why he wants it back. That fuck is amazing, bro. I know that shit juicy.
writing decisions, he became obsessed with getting Corey's attention again, only to fluctuate back to being a decent person the next. And he would just continue to oscillate back and forth, just to whatever the plot demanded. With all of this culminating in him kissing his girlfriend, only to say this gem.
You think she was watching?
Like, I can't fathom the amount of
That's
badassery that would make
bad. That's bad. She's badder. I'm saying that. She's badder than Courtney. It's just her body is better. She's badder. I'd rather take her over Courtney's ass any day.
Older man asked his girlfriend if his ex was jealous when they kissed. This was dumb. It was so dumb. And you get why they broke up after it. Like, this isn't as horrible as what Finn did, but the dumbness of what happened annoys me even more, even if it is slightly more realistic. A guy can't stop obsessing over his ex, causing him to lose his current. I get that. But I
didn't know none of this shit was going on in this show. Same with Adventure Time, and I'll say it once more for the niggas who ain't here or listening or in the back. I was watching TV every fucking day till I wake up, which is, I don't know when, 7, 8, whatever, to when I went to sleep if I didn't have school. 12, maybe 1. At that point, Adult Swim would be on. I would be trying to watch that, be on Tsunami, try to get that shit, but niggas knocked the fuck out, so that shit didn't work. Sometimes it worked. It worked sometimes. I would be up until 6 when King of the Hill got back. No, 4 is when King of the Hill got back on, and 6 is when Cartoon Network got back on. Unless it was 8, pretty sure it was 6 though. Yeah, I know my fucking shit. I was on it every day. Like, on it every day, 24 hours of my life. For like 10 years of my life, I was on that shit, bro. I was in the house watching only TV. Only Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, Nickelodeon. If I had Team Nick, watching it. If I had Nicktoons, watching it. If I had Disney XD, watching it. Fucking PBNS Kids. But it was only Lazy Town that I was watching. And a couple others. But on it every day. Cartoon Network is probably my favorite one. Then Nick. Oh, it's tough. But Cartoon Network is probably my favorite one. And I was on that bitch religiously. I don't remember none of this shit, bro. I don't remember none of it, and I'm mad. I gotta go back and watch. Let's continue, bro.
This the worst fumble or even call Duncan a fumbler, since how they got to this point and how Gwen and Duncan got together, not to mention the characterization for everyone in this show, just kind of changes as the plot demands. Don't worry, doing a much bigger video on this, I'll get into it, but we can really just take Duncan out of the running, as what he did was stupid.
Like,
but
Duncan's not even in the running.
Been,
Get his ass out of here, bro.
To begin with.
Only person who should be in this motherfucker is Mordecai and Finn, but Mordecai, bro.
So far of his ass at this point, we might as well just call him Kermit. He was dumb, but he can't top Finn in any category besides general shittiness. So let's just move on to the next bracket, because we're doing brackets now, and I tell you, this next one is not nearly as easy as you'd think.
So where's my soulmate? Are they in this room? It could be anyone. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's that really old lady, I don't know.
What are you talking?
So I've already said a lot about Mordecai in other videos. You want a full story? Go check those out. This one will be rapid fire. Mordecai was a guy who, while not successful, had a decent head on his shoulders. Except he always would lose his mind when it came to dating. Pining for the love of the local barista Margaret, Mordecai would do anything to get a chance with her, only for his antics to be met with failure.
My nigga, I don't give a fuck what you have to say. He killed his best friend over a chick. Killed his best friend over a chick. And what he said and what Rigby said wasn't okay. But it was true when he said it. And he killed his ass for it, bro. I do not care. And then he still fumbled that motherfucker, too!
Zone himself, not shooting a shot despite the hoop being at basically eye level. Mordecai was a serial overthinker who couldn't pick up a signal to save his life, with him even going so far as to go back in time to get a do-over when he finally kisses the girl, but he had bad breath, so he must undo. Mordecai has issues. He was trying, but you couldn't watch this and not cringe. But the true pain came when he finally started dating Margaret, only for her to dump him when she revealed that she was leaving town to go finish college. This man was shattered, with him slowly picking up the pieces of his mental health, and showing his growth by dating a new girl, CJ, who he had previously used to get Margaret jealous, but that was all water under the bridge, as they just happened to fall into a more casual romantic situation, where they could finally be friends as well as a couple, with next to none of the high-stakes headaches that plagued Margaret.
Mordecai?
Yep, Margaret came back, where rather than handling things like an adult, Mordecai preferred not to deal with the issue, panicking when he meets her again, avoiding telling CJ, who, when she finds out, is pretty cool all things considered, till she catches the two locking lips after getting swept up in the moment, with this putting everyone in for a world of hurt. Now Mordecai, to his credit, knows that this situation is going off the rails,
we know.
and besides the one kiss, it's never stressed that he's seriously gonna flip or go back to Margaret, but anticipating that possibility is what makes everyone in the room tense up. Not helping the fact is that Margaret admits that she does still in fact have feelings for him, but even after hearing that, he still chases after CJ and not Margaret. But this is where we get into what Mordecai is really guilty of, which is inertia. Mordecai is shit at making things happen in his love life. He tends to overthink all of his actions, so he freezes up rather than hard committing to the girl that he has. Mordo floats around waiting for the situation to just play out. So while he's still with CJ, the fear and awkwardness around Margaret persists, with him never really trying to make peace with that, leaving him to just continue to wait around, taking the fact that he's standing still as proof that his relationship with CJ is his answer, when really, he's not choosing. Then after being told by his best friend to maybe he should just go with his gut for a bit, Mordecai decides to follow that advice, but take it in the worst possible way, jumping to the first rainbow that comes to mind, turning what should have been solid advice into a fiasco.
I'm not gonna lie.
The man
who y'all taking? Margaret or CJ? Fuck, man.
acts his friend's wedding mid-vows, all while trying and failing to come to a conclusion about what he should do. This embarrasses everyone involved.
Wrap it up.
This failure to get to the point, leading CJ to believe that she is about to get dumped at a wedding. So she storms off, leaving him with nobody, which is honestly pretty on brand for him. This scene is infamous, and deservedly so, as after all the build-up, to watch Mordecai try and act like he's in a rom-com where some big romantic moment is going to solve all of his issues, but instead what we see is what would actually happen in that situation,
Crumbles
as
everything.
he had no idea what he was talking about. He struggled to get to the point, and it resulted in him losing the girl. And the fact that this was at a friend's wedding just made the whole situation extra galling. But unlike Duncan, and fittingly if out of left field like it was for Finn, you can't argue what Mordecai did wasn't out of character. The man was a nervous wreck from minute one.
That's true, but I don't give a fuck. He's the biggest fumbler, bro. He had 2 and lost both. Like,
really needed to figure himself out. Mordecai always struggled romantically, and while he improved through trial and error, he couldn't really meet the right person until he was older and more mature. That said, this was still an epic fumble. So much so that his IRL rep has never recovered from this. As yeah, wedding, bad speech, every opportunity to nip this in the bud earlier just avoided. So instead, he picked the little
at the end, he really did get. Oh my god, I gotta rewatch these shows. Let's continue because we wasted time.
But at least we can say that he recovered in story, which is something that can't be said about Makko.
I forgot he recovered in story. My fault. I forgot at the very end he did recover. He ended up having like 6 kids. I totally forgot about that. That changes my perspective a little bit. But Marco, nah, this is pretty bad. Motherfucker had Korra. He had the fucking avatar. Bad motherfucker. I never let her ass go. Loses her. Bunch of bullshit going on. I don't remember exactly because it's been a while since I watched it, but you know the casual bullshit inside a relationship. Loses her. I think he gets her back and loses her again, and then eventually he gets someone even badder, nigga. Oh my gosh, he can get hit. Oh, even badder, bitch. Loses her ass, and then they're in the ending of the whole show. And then they're in the ending of the whole show. The 2 motherfuckers that he dated want each other. I was waiting for them to kiss the entire time. Never seen it.
Now Makko will always have a special place in my heart, as I can't stop pitying the man. Introduced as Diet Zuko, a rough-around-the-edges bad boy to his brother's golden retriever, but for all of Makko's promise, all that potential, he ended up kind of just being an empty suit, and frankly, just completely wasting this design.
Yeah,
this is something that Legend of Korra is guilty of on the whole, as it had way too many characters and not enough episodes, leading to the new Team Avatar to feel more like acquaintances than family. But nobody suffered from this worse than Makko, as after a while, it only felt like his character existed to be in love triangles, and after he fumbled, the show never figured out what to do with him.
That's
after
what I'm
the fact.
saying. There was something in my brain that I was thinking, okay, he's gonna get back with the second girl he had lost. Not necessarily knowing why I thought that, but at the same time, I thought so. Like, you know, like the Avatar, you know, cool. She's on her own shit. Like, they was gonna get back. And at the same time, I noticed that there was something between the 2 girls. Like,
he went from the love interest of Korra, her cold eye candy pretending not to care when he actually did, with the 2 of them slowly growing from tolerating each other to almost dating, only for Makko to get romantically T-boned by a completely different woman.
I'm saying, even badder, bitch.
I've made a huge mistake.
Nah.
Asami snatched up Makko so fast that it honestly felt like a ploy, as she and her dad just seemed way too good to be true, and made all of Makko's pressing problems just disappear.
Nigga, she's fine, nigga. She could get hit and left, and then hit again and left one more time. Hit once more and left again. Then go back to Korra. I don't know who's better. Oh my god, they were both
dating her, much to Korra's horror, who gets the stupid ball rolling after some bad advice. Kissing Makko after he wrongly assumes that she's hanging out with his brother to make him jealous, leading to issues that they have to sleep on, as Korra got kidnapped, leading Makko to go berserk, tipping off Asami that something was going on between them, with this culminating the 2 of them breaking up, as she finds out about the kiss, but more importantly, realizes that Makko prioritized Korra over her at almost every opportunity, with her essentially realizing that while she may have cut the line, Korra and Makko were still inevitable. But the breakup was amicable. Makko starts dating Korra, and from there, things just got worse.
It got worse. Like, he lost her too. He lost her too, and then they fucking ended up going with each other. Like, how the fuck is that writing possible?
Oh, thanks. That's a big help.
I'm
Essentially,
really
Cora is
mad.
pretty much written to be her worst self in Season 2. Even before she had a civil war and obviously evil uncle to deal with. This left Makko in the unenviable situation of never being able to do the right thing, with his temperamental girlfriend snapping at him constantly, with things only getting worse after said civil war started, as he's a cop and her homeland is in trouble. Makko snitches on her attempt to go behind the president's back to send military aid to her people, and this results in their relationship imploding.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And him hooking up again with Asami. She's been having a rough one on account of her business going under, so she might as well be getting that good dick. But then Cora shows up again, and she also has amnesia.
Mako, I missed you so much.
It's crazy shit. It's crazy shit, nigga. It's crazy as fuck. Nah, this shit's so crazy the way they wrote this shit to be. I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed. I would never have let her ass go. And then I don't know how in the fucking world they managed to go with each other at the very end of it.
Oh, everything we just talked about was pretty cliche and all around not great, but I really wouldn't have called any of it a fumble on Mako's
Me neither,
part.
though.
He broke up with Asami, yes, but him and Cora were clearly endgame. Yeah, he betrayed her to follow his sense of duty to his country, but at that point they were already a dysfunctional mess, and she was asking him to commit treason. They were already one bad fight from breaking up, so this was more a natural result than some massive event. But what happens here? Cora kissing Mako and him not immediately explain to her that they're not together is that Mako literally had to do one thing. He had to set one boundary, and he could have kept Asami from leaving him. He just needed to tell Cora to calm down. I know you lost your memory, but we actually broke up. But instead, he lies, saying that this wasn't the right time. Cora was stressed enough as it is, and proceeded to spend the next week or so pretending to still be Cora's boyfriend. Till she remembered, and they broke up again, leaving Mako with nobody, and becoming relegated to irrelevance for the rest of the series. Like, Mordecai's reputation was destroyed in real life. We will never stop making fun of him for this. But Mako's rep was destroyed in-universe forever. He was portrayed as constantly unsure of just how he should be acting around Asami or Cora, getting joke assignments like guarding some dumb prince. This one fumble left him the whipping boy of the rest of the series, as the writers clearly didn't know what to do with him at all. They at least pretended to give Bold in depth, but Mako was just there
They
with
fucked
the
him up, bro.
occasional glimpse of being cool. Mordecai had a more dramatic and
They
memorable
fucked him up,
fumble,
bro.
but what happened to Mako, while smaller, is even more pathetic to me. Mordecai dropping the ball was a foregone conclusion. We all knew it was gonna happen. Mako, though, had options. It looked like he could actually make this work.
He
But again,
had two. Shit. I honestly believe he could have had both. Let me calm down. I honestly think he could have had both. Because they both liked him, too. I feel like he could have had both. And you're not even saying about the whole ending. No, he ended up. Oh my god.
these are vastly different situations, so it's a little difficult to say which one is
Yeah.
objectively worse. As on one hand, Mordo did the worst thing, but Mako's was more easily avoidable, with just needing to explain the situation to Cora. It would have taken less effort and way less emotional clutter than what Mordecai did, and we understand Mordecai more, as he historically sucked at this stuff. Meanwhile, Mako was basically a chick magnet who choked once and lost everything. Mordecai could have stopped the situation earlier, but you understand why he didn't. Well, this was just embarrassing. But because he wasn't so
I was
consistently
pissed
trash,
when he
people
lost to
generally
Sami. I was pissed when he lost her ass. I was mad, bro. I want her.
the writing for this love triangle. We didn't really dogpile Mako the same way we did Mordecai, but for me, I think I will say that Mordecai, he might be the worst fumbler on this list. Flat out, if you need someone to choke romantically, he's the guy you're gonna
Mordecai
go to.
is
But
the
the writing
worst.
around him is consistent enough that I can see why he did it, with him learning an important lesson that served him later in life. This was an epic fumble. It was cringe, but he did recover from it. Now we put this in contrast to Mako, who basically quickly became the team bitch after this. He went to the bottom of the friend totem pole, with even the clip episode near the end of the series giving him shit for how he handled what happened. I'm sure this is going to be controversial, but I think taking the lower stakes of what Makko had to do versus the horrific consequence of what did happen to his character, I think Makko fumbled harder than Mordecai. The writers didn't do him any favors, but if you look at just disastrous consequences, becoming irrelevant is probably the worst.
I'm not mad with that. I'm not even talking about what the fuck he's talking about. I'm talking about straight bad motherfuckers. You fumbled Korra, and you fumbled Asami. Did you see those two? Did y'all see those two? I don't think y'all saw those two. Bruh. Those two are fucking crazy, dude. I don't think y'all saw them niggas the way I saw them, bro.
Scenario. But that now leaves us with our final
I'm
two.
gonna still go with Mordecai, though.
Now, this is also very subjective. Y'all could have different takes. The both of them, though, did screw up their relationships. But rather than one big build-up, it was a spur-of-the-moment decision that led to them nuking their love lives. What Finn did is definitely more horrific, as he did intentionally manipulate his girlfriend.
I did see this. Oh, I think it's coming back to me when I saw this, though.
For an erection. While Makko publicly panicking ruined him, Finn was eventually able to get back from this. He was able to learn from what he did and understand what he did was wrong. Later down the road, he was able to become friends with Flame Princess after this. While Makko and Korra, they only really solidified their friendship in the series finale. Everything before that, they were around each other, but they were more like teammates than anything else. That's, again, a Team Avatar thing, but for Mako's case, it is very painful, and it all links back to this one decision. So I think for me, at least, Duncan's situation is a nightmare created by the writers, so what happened, while bad, it's clearly more about the people behind it than the actual character. Mordecai is the worst fumbler overall, but while the wedding scene is truly iconic, it's purposeful and built upon what we already knew about him. The incident was relatable and down to earth,
I'm definitely
and that's
still
why we
going with
remember
Mordecai,
it the
though.
most. Finn had the singular worst fumble.
Exactly. For the one person, as one, and not a multiple variety, Finn is the worst. He fumbled one person. He didn't fumble on multiple people. It was two people. He fumbled one person. I said it before. I don't remember how I said it, but I said it before. And what you're saying right now is what I already said. So I'm not going to speak too much on it.
He did have a great thing going, wasn't a horrible person, but was so horny he couldn't stop to think about what he was doing. But he learned from it, and he grew from the experience. Which leaves us Makko, who had 2 fire women, dated both of them, realized what he actually wanted was Korra, only for them to turn out to be more dysfunctional than either of them realized. So he broke up with her, got back together with Asami almost unintentionally, only to lose her when he couldn't take 2 seconds to explain to Korra that they aren't together, either in the moment or 10 minutes later when they were alone. Instead, he kept the charade going, showing Asami what a flake he was, and that he will date literally anybody that kisses him on the mouth unprompted. This one incident forever stripped him of all of his bad boy cred, reducing him to being the slightly grumpy guy who was related to Bolin, who was also bad at romance. Duncan may have ended his series going to jail, but Makko truly never recovered.
And you're not even speaking on the fact that the 2 girls got together. I get it. It's not that type of video, but still. He ended up losing both of them, and they both became gay. Like, what?
Yes. So I'm giving the title of the biggest fumble in cartoon history to Makko, as he was truly never the same again. R.I.P., at least we got Korosami out of the deal. Though they are boring as fuck in the canon material.
What? There's more?
Though they are boring as fuck in canon material.
What the fuck?
Thank you all for watching. This has been Sarcastic Chorus. Just like, share, and subscribe. Do all the things down below. Let me know who do you think
nasty. That nigga is
had the actual worst fumble in cartoon history. I'm doing a little wishy-washy metrics here, but to me, Makko felt about right. Though, if you think it's Mordecai or Finn, I totally get it. If there's someone else, let me know. Maybe we'll redo the list again sometime. But that's all for me. Totally
fuck, I love a bitch time. I love Jay.
Let me know. Maybe we'll redo
that
the
nigga
list
so
again sometime.
doopy. He's so doopy. Why he's so big and elongated, bro? Why is his feet turned in? Oh my god, he was the best part of this show to me.
But that's all for me. Peace out. Have a good one. Not.
I'm not gonna be here too much longer, cause that's all we got and that's all there was. I love y'all. Hope you enjoy it, and I'm out.